And do not use your telephone today or tonight to chit-chat.
The telephone company urges those people whose calls are of a strictly social nature to stay off the line, so the calls of a medical nature and emergencies can get through. If you must make a call, we ask that you keep it as short as possible. If you do not get dial tone immediately after picking up the receiver, please stay on the line. Do not hang up. You will probably get dial tone after several seconds. And you certainly stand a better chance of getting dial tone than if you hang up and start all over again on a new call. Again, the phone company is urging all callers to postpone conversations that are not of an urgent nature so that emergency calls can get through.
States of emergency have been declared in West Seneca, Hamburg, Eden, and Amherst, and the town of Lancaster for the second day in a row. Niagara, Cattaraugus, and Chautauqua County are also hard hit. Plowing operations on state roads in these areas have been suspended. Governor Hugh Carey had ordered the National Guard into the city to help harried city and county snowplow crews clean our streets. 5 high-lift guard trucks were airlifted into our area this morning, but even before the storm hit, the guard said it would not start working until Monday. Lackawanna Mayor Kuick called KB News this afternoon to give us this piece of information.
Streets in the city are closed. I also like to add to that in case there is a motorist that is stranded, we advise him to go to the nearest home and call the Lackawanna Police Department, and we'll send someone to pick them up and take them to a place to stay for the night.
And we've just received word that Genesee and Dick Road in Cheektowaga is completely blocked. They haven't moved for quite some time. This is KB News at 15 before 5. It's 1 below 0 in our good city, and the wind chill factor is minus 54. AccuWeather says this is what's coming up. The blizzard will continue through tomorrow. The low tonight, 10 below 0. In Ohio, the State Disaster Service Agency is drawing up contingency plans in case whole cities run out of natural gas. Governor James Rhodes is urging Ohioans to get off the streets and highways as soon as possible. And one final item, 22-year-old TV star Freddie Prinze is in critical condition at UCLA Medical Center. Prinze shot himself in the head this morning. KB AccuWeather after this.
No matter what style others wear, I'll never dream of cutting my hair.
My best friend cut her long hair and dared me to cut mine, but I figured I can always cut my hair, but it might take me 10 years to grow it back. I'm glad I didn't. I found Long and Silky from Clairol, the conditioning lotion for long hair.
I'll never dream of cutting my hair. Long and silky gives me incredible hair.
I had these ratty ends flying out like I didn't care about my hair. Now with Long and Silky, my hair looks bouncy and smooth, feels clean. Plus, it's easy to comb when it's wet, and my ends hardly ever need trimming, so I can grow my hair as long as I like.
I'll never dream of cutting my hair. Long and silky gives me incredible hair.
Long and silky. It makes your hair so incredible, you'll never dream of cutting it.
I'll never cut it, ever.
Long and silky gives me incredible hair.
The exclusive WKBW AccuWeather forecast. Blizzard conditions tonight with snow flurries and snow squalls resulting in heavy accumulations mainly south of the city. Extremely strong winds will gust over 50 miles per hour and will cause severe blowing and drifting snow as temperatures drop to 10 below 0 by morning. The wind chill readings will reach 60 below 0. For tomorrow, continued very windy and extremely cold with snow flurries, snow squalls, blowing snow and drifting snow. There'll be little change on Sunday. Temperatures tomorrow will be mainly below 0. The high on Sunday, 5 above. For AccuWeather, this is meteorologist Ray Ban.
Buffalo temperature is 1 below 0. The wind chill factor minus 54. At 6 before 5, I'm Henry Brach, KB Radio News.
Sound Cellar. standing apart from all other stereo stores, offering you the selected finest in sight and sound from the world over, the most significant breakthroughs in the industry to afford you the best in lasting pleasure.
And this is Quinn. Now, if you're in your car right now, listen carefully to me. If you are in your car right now, first of all, the New York State Thruway is closed from Syracuse to the Pennsylvania state line, which means any attempt to get on the Niagara section of the Thruway will meet with complete futility. You will be stuck for the night if you try to get on the Niagara section of the Thruway. If you are already on the Niagara section of the Thruway, stay in your car. There are people trying to reach you. Police are trying to reach you with snowmobiles and with cars and whatever if they can move, or on foot. But don't panic, okay? If you're afraid, it's okay. Listen, if I was out there, I'd be afraid too. Being afraid is a normal human emotion. Being panicky is not a normal human emotion, and it's something that you can control. And if everybody panics, there's going to be some serious problems, and maybe some people aren't going to come back. So the best thing to do is just sit there, compose yourself, and relax. There are people on the job. It may look pretty bleak right now. If you're going to leave your motor running, make sure that you watch out for carbon monoxide poisoning. Leave your window open a crack to get some fresh air in. If you feel tired or nauseous or you smell exhaust gases, open your window. But just relax. And there are people whose job it is to get to you. It's going to take a while. You're going to be out there for a while. It's going to be a story you're going to tell your grandchildren, but you're going to make it.
Starting Monday, you'll have your chance to win from KB and Burgess Radio. It's the Electronic Tennis Championships, and starting Monday from 6 to 9, you're invited to all 3 Burgess Radio locations to practice and play to qualify.
Everybody who's stranded in the area. There are 60 cars stalled at the William and Fillmore area. Stay away from that. Let's see, all 7 AM&A stores will be closed tomorrow. And the New York State Thruway between Amsterdam and the Pennsylvania line. The New York State Thruway, in other words, our Thruway, for everybody who can hear my voice right now, for all intents and purposes, the Thruway is closed. The New York State Thruway is closed. Now, here's the important part. The Niagara section is closed. The state police have reported that along the Niagara section, there may be entrances that look like you can get on it and get away with it. The fact is, you cannot. If you get on the Niagara section of the Thruway, pal, you're on it for the duration, because you are not going to get off. Now, those of you who are on the Niagara Thruway, or section of the Thruway right now, state troopers and other law officers are attempting to rescue you, and they will. There are some injured motorists. They're going to help them first. All I can tell you is, if you are stranded in your car, remain calm. If you let yourself panic, there's a chance you could get killed out there. And I don't want to make you panic, but that's the truth. So the thing to do is to arrest your fear. It's normal to be afraid. Don't worry about that. I'd be afraid if I was out there too. I'm here and I'm afraid. I look outside that window and go, yay. Well, look, just relax, okay? There are people out there. Their job is to get to you and to rescue you, and it's going to happen, okay? You're going to be all right. Just relax. Make sure you don't, if you feel like you're smelling carbon monoxide, well, carbon monoxide doesn't have a smell, but it usually comes along with other automotive fumes. So if you start smelling fumes, make sure you open your window, get some fresh air in there. Watch out for that. Watch out for frostbite. Keep your radio on KB and relax, because we're going to get you out of there. Just relax. The entire town of Cheektowaga is shut down. And well, the entire town of Cheektowaga has been shut down for years. No, the entire town of Cheektowaga is shut down and isolated by the storm. All residents of Western New York must, repeat, must stay indoors. That's it. Nobody is allowed out unless it's an emergency. Okay? And KB Radio News will have an expanded news report, a wrap-up of everything that's going on at 5:45. That's exactly 35 minutes from right now, and I'll also have a complete list of schools that will be closed on Monday.
week at Cabbage's, all the hottest hits are on super sale. Listen, now at $3.99, Gary Wright, Light of Smiles. Manfred Mann, Blinded by the Light. Leon Redbone, Double Time. Rod Stewart's Tonight's the Night. $3.99 for ABBA featuring Dancing Queen. Emmylou Harris, Luxury Liner. Gene Lupati, Imaginary Voice. $3.99 for the Ohio Players' Greatest Genesis, Wind and Wuthering. And on and on. $3.99 for the hottest hits. Plus, now in stock, the new David Bowie, Low. A $7.98 list, now just $4.99 at Cabbage's. Plus Streisand and Christofferson, A Star Is Born, an $8.98 list, now $5.99. These are but a few of the specials this week at Cabbage's.
Whoa, Cabbage's, the music experience. Cabbage's, the music experience.
If there isn't a Cabbage's near you, get moving! No matter where you live, you can have a free Florida vacation for 4 days and 3 nights at a glamorous Florida oceanfront hotel. Yours free with the purchase of any new or used car from a participating dealer. Hurry, free vacations are limited and available only at Colonial Ford, Niagara Street, Tonawanda, Mid-City Dodge, Walden Avenue, Cheektowaga, Manarino Motors, Delaware Avenue in Tonawanda, Delaware Motors for Volvo and Subaru, Delaware Avenue, Buffalo, and Ray Wiles Chevrolet, Millersport Highway. Free Florida vacations while they last.
George Hamberger, WKBW.
Well, again, if you're in your car and you're out on the Niagara section of the Thruway or you're stranded wherever you are, don't be afraid. Just relax. This is a great adventure. Miserable adventure, but you can tell your grandchildren about it, and you'll survive it if you just relax. And there are state police and law enforcement officials whose job it is to get to you, and they're working on that right now, and they'll do it too. The New York State Thruway from Amsterdam to the Pennsylvania state line. The entire New York State Thruway within the sound of my voice right now is closed. That includes the entire Niagara section. And I imagine it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway, that the North and South Grand Island bridges are closed. North and South Grand Island bridges are closed. And traffic is limited tonight to emergency vehicles only. If you have gotten home, stay there. If you are still moving around in your car, and you don't think you can make it home, there are some shelters where you can go. And I'll have a list of those for you in just a few minutes. If you are stranded on the Niagara section, be calm, relax. There are people right now who are working their brains out trying to get to you. And they will. Just watch out for carbon monoxide poisoning and for frostbite. And don't get out of your car. Just relax and think about what a great story this will be to tell your grandchildren, and everybody will be okay.
This is your captain speaking. We'd like to welcome you aboard Club 747 with Monday Nights, Oldie Nights, with Big Wheelie and Buddy Ralamate in the booth. Ladies, we offer free boarding passes and you get oldie prices. Tuesday, special disco night with Marty Angelo. Wednesday, music variety night, boogie, bump, disco, and oldies all night. Thursday, disco dance night, free lessons from Richard and Francine. It's Captain Disco in the booth Thursday through Saturday. Thank you for flying Club 747.
At the Executive, Buffalo's #1 live entertainment capital, the home of the stars. Now appearing Joe Savage. Plus The Road at the Executive, Genesee Street across from the airport. Relax in the 24-hour Plains and Aces coffee shop. Starting next Tuesday, it's the Platters.
Heavenly shades of night are falling. It's twilight time.
Now appearing at the Executive, it's Joe Savage plus The Road. You never know who you're going to meet at the Executive.
Okay, here's an announcement from National Fuel Gas. All residential customers are urged to turn thermostats back to 65 degrees by day and 55 degrees at night. All stores, offices, and commercial buildings must have temperatures at 55 degrees at all times. It is urgent because weather forecasters predict continued sub-zero temperatures through Monday. We must save more gas now to prevent prolonged closings. Set home thermostats at 65 by day and 55 by night. Commercial buildings at 55 degrees at all times. And if you are calling WKBW to cancel a social or civic or organizational activity, don't bother, because we have canceled it for you. All social, organizational, and civic activities are canceled in Western New York.
Is Center at the foot of Main Street. They're in the building, along with other people who use the building for emergency shelter, and they do have hot soup down there. They have a commissary and they have restaurants in that building, so they have enough food to last for about 3 days.
My goodness. Stuck in that building with all those girls that work in the bank. Oh, I love it. Well, anyhow, we'll have more information for you. If you're wondering about a civic or social organizational kind of thing tonight that we're going to go to and you wonder if it's canceled or not, it's canceled. Take my word for it. Whatever it is, it ain't going on.
Shadows fill my darkened room. I fantasize about when and whom and wait, wonder and assume how far I'll be going. Will my dreams all come to pass, a flame and down to earth crash? Oh, future, can't you happen fast? Make me finish growing.
Growing up has a way of taking care of problems, including acne. But if you've got acne now, you need help now. Neutrogena Acne Cleansing Soap can help. It does two things your dermatologist wants you to do. Keep your skin clean and dry of excess oil. So until you outgrow acne, try Neutrogena Acne Cleansing Soap.
Halfway in a woman's world, halfway still a little girl. Oh, future, please, I'm so unsure. Make me finish growing.
Neutrogena Acne Cleansing Soap. The intelligent way to cope with acne.
This is Irv Weinstein. Buffalo declared a disaster area. The story on Channel 7 Eyewitness News Film at 6 o'clock.
St. Luke Lutheran Church at Maryvale and Union Road in Cheektowaga is open for anyone stranded. The entire town of Cheektowaga is shut off to all traffic. The whole town is closed. If you are in your car and you are stuck somewhere and you have a CB unit, you may try to reach some of the base units around the area, especially if you live in Cheektowaga and you can't get home and you're stuck in your car. Try channels 19 and 20. Channels 19 and 20. If you have a CB in your car, the base units, you can reach base units in Cheektowaga and in some of the areas that are closed off, and they will patch you through on the phone, or at least they will deliver a message. Wheatfield Carborundum employees are stuck at the plant. They can't get out, but they're okay. Let's see. I've got a couple of places here where you can crash if you're downtown and you want someplace to stay, if I can find them. Buffalo Evening News, deliveries have been canceled. Kmart stores in Buffalo are closed. The second shift at Fisher Price in Medina has been canceled. All social events in the city have been canceled. I'll have those places where you can go if you're stranded downtown right after Henry Brach with our extended newscast. Henry?
The story of a storm. I'm Henry Brach. We've been in contact with an awful lot of people since the blizzard began late this morning, and here is their story on tape. We begin with a statement by Bud Zubler of the mayor's office.
Mayor McCuskey has been informed that Governor Terry has asked President Carter to declare Buffalo a major disaster area. This would not mean immediate relief from the storm. However, it would make Buffalo available for federal assistance for cleanup efforts after the storm subsides.
The wind continues to whip up the devil's dance with the snow, and we have a report on conditions on the roads of Erie County.
Erie County, we're advising no travel whatsoever. It's very hazardous, extremely hazardous. Visibility is zero, complete zero at times. There must be 1,000 abandoned vehicles and 100 accidents in this county that are unaccounted for.
Niagara County is also being clobbered at this time. A Sheriff's Department spokesman there tells KB News.
Very, very treacherous. Everything is all blocked in. We got all our cars stopped. There's no traffic requested at all.
Plowing on all state roads in western New York has been suspended.
Jim Weld with the State Department of Transportation. I'd like to advise that we have suspended snow plowing and sanding operations until conditions improve in Chautauqua, Erie, and Niagara counties. Visibility is so poor that the drivers are unable to operate their vehicles safely. Motorists are advised not to travel until the weather moderates. The state will resume operations as soon as possible.
And AAA has been buried today.
This is Jerry Ryan from the Automobile Club. Right now, as of about an hour ago, we had to pull all trucks off the roads in Erie County, so we are not servicing anyone. We suggest people just stay home. If you do get stranded, give us a call. We can get to you whenever we can get the trucks on the road, but you're going to have to find a warm place to stay.
And in City Hall. And now we have that tape on where you can go to get shelter.
Various community centers will be open for any stranded motorists or anybody who is out any facilities in their home. The various centers are Carmichael Community Center on South Park and Letty, Hennepin Community Center on Bailey and Ludington, Delavan Moselle Community Center on Delavan Avenue, Neighborhood House 1 on Clinton and Gorski, Neighborhood House 3 on South Park and Tift, JFK Community Center on Hickory Street.
City Hall was closed early this afternoon, and many workers and citizens decided to ride out the storm there. We talked to His Honor, Mayor Stanley Mikowski.
The statement on the state of the city today, it's really a bad situation. And I just spoke with Commissioner Lindner, and although we have the Department of Transportation, the State Department of Transportation equipment here and the manpower, we cannot fully utilize them because of the poor visibility, number one, and secondly, many of our streets are jammed with vehicles. And until we can get this kind of cooperation from our citizens, I know it's difficult, not to go out on our streets, we will not be able to fully utilize the equipment that came here from either the National Guard or the Department of Transportation.
Like the rest of the area, the city of Lackawanna is buried under a mantle of white. Here is Mayor Kuick of the Steel City.
Okay, this is Mayor Kuick calling from the city of Lackawanna. I've been informed by our traffic director, Captain Violani, that the following streets in the city of Lackawanna are closed: Martin Road, South Park, Hamburg Turnpike. Abbott Road is moving very, very slowly, and what we would like to do is urge the people to stay off the streets and just stay in a home. Streets in the city are closed. I also like to add to that in case there is a motorist that is stranded, we advise him to go to the nearest home and call the Lackawanna Police Department, and we'll send someone to pick them up and take them to a place to stay for the night.
To the south of our city, the situation is bad and getting worse. Town of Hamburg Police Chief Robert Williams told KB News,
Plus, no travel in the town of Hamburg due to the emergency situation. Visibility is zero. Vehicles are becoming involved with our emergency vehicles attempting to get through, and the community at the present time is marooned.
Police Chief Warren Keller of West Seneca phoned in to tell us that his town is under a state of snow emergency.
All motorists are advised to stay out of West Seneca, not to try to use any of the highways, because the highways are all closed down, and visibility is zero, and we're at a standstill right at this moment. We can't move.
Another snow emergency comes from the town of Amherst. Here is Supervisor Jack Sharp.
We've declared a state of snow emergency in Amherst because of poor visibility. Our roads are open, but the visibility is absolutely zero out here. We have had many accidents on many streets, so we're asking everybody to stay off the roads and to stay home, and no unnecessary travel in the town until further notice. This is a snow emergency, and we just have no visibility. We cannot possibly handle the situation until this wind lets up and the visibility improves.
Down deep in the traditional snow belt to the south of the city sits the town of Evans. The white blindness hit there early, and Supervisor Catalano made this appeal.
All right, the town of Evans, the town of Brant, the village of Angola are in a state of emergency. We have a total whiteout. We want no travel and only emergency phone calls.
The story was the same from Eden.
According to the orders of Town Supervisor William Beasley, the town is in a state of snow emergency.
Crews from our major utilities are out in the blizzard doing a job trying to restore power. Here is what Niagara Mohawk is doing.
Niagara Mohawk has about 5,000 customers in the western New York service area without service at this time. Buffalo and the suburbs is experiencing trouble, as well as the Batavia, Oakfield, Hamlin, and the southern section of the town of Cambria in the Niagara area. In addition, we have about a couple hundred customers out in Angola. Niagara Mohawk urges customers only with power outages to call Niagara Mohawk at this time. We have all crews working, but they are experiencing extreme difficulty in getting to all the job sites at this time.
Things are tough at New York State Gas and Electric, too. Here's a message for the area they serve. Well, we'll be getting that message to you in just a minute. But right now, New York Telephone Company has something to say.
New York Telephone Company urges those people whose calls are of a strictly social nature to stay off the line so the calls of a medical nature and emergencies can get through. If you must make a call, we ask that you keep it as short as possible. If you do not get dial tone immediately after picking up the receiver, please stay on the line. Do not hang up. You will probably get dial tone after several seconds. And you certainly stand a better chance of getting dial tone than if you hang up and start all over again on a new call. Again, the phone company is urging all callers to postpone conversations that are not of an urgent nature so that emergency calls can get through.
New York State Electric and Gas is appealing to all its commercial and public natural gas customers in eastern Niagara County and Orleans County to further curtail their use of natural gas immediately and or to close as soon as possible. Gas usage through Tuesday must be reduced a minimum of 50% by commercial customers due to the loss of one of the supplementary supplies that New York State Electric and Gas was able to contract for last week. Industrial customers have already been curtailed through Tuesday. Residential customers are being asked to make hard conservation efforts by setting their thermostats at 65 degrees during the day and 55 degrees at night. Cooperation by all classes of customers is imperative at this time.
With the temperatures plunging below zero and the winds the way they are, you are in constant danger of frostbite if you go outside. If you do feel the bite of the cold, here is what you can do.
In the case of severe frostbite, there is a large blister appearing on the surface, and in the case of a blister, they are not to be broken, and the entire thickness of the skin, the freezing is much deeper. The tissue destruction will be severe, and they should get in touch with a doctor. The more common form of frostbite, which will affect more people, will be a frost appearance on the skin in either a white coloration or possibly yellow. In this case, they have found recently that it is not recommended that victims of frostbite rub in any way the frostbitten area because that can cause tissue damage. The better thing to do in this case is to warm it rapidly in running or circulating water at only room temperature, never hot. And if that isn't possible, then they should put the frostbitten area near a warm part of their body. And as I said, if blisters appear, this is a severe form of frostbite, and they should get in touch with the doctor. If that's not possible, cleanse the affected area with water and either soap or a mild detergent. Rinse thoroughly and blot it dry with sterile or clean towels. Do not break the blisters. If fingers and toes are involved, separate them with dry, sterile gauze. Do not apply other dressings and wait for medical aid. If apparently the ambulance services are running better in the suburbs than they are in the city, and they should take care of this. Now, if it's an overall body thing, if somebody has been trapped in a stalled car or something like that, the finest thing they can do is be immersed in warm water in a bathtub only. They should not have any contact with sheets or anything else until they can get hold of an ambulance.
There are about 1,000 people marooned at this time at the Marine Midland Center at Maine and Seneca. They are mostly employees, and they will spend the night there. Don't worry, they have enough supplies for 3 days. Here are some additions to shelters. Protestant Home for Children at Niagara and Jersey is open for emergency shelter. Frederick Douglass Towers on Clinton between Jefferson and Spring is opening its community room for emergency shelter. And one more story, this one coming from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania Governor Milton Schaap has activated the Pennsylvania National Guard to help out in that state snow and energy emergency. Schaap today issued a proclamation ordering the National Guard to provide assistance where needed. KB AccuWeather after this.
Skiers save up to 40% at the Port of Sports. They're still receiving late arrivals of major manufacturer ski equipment that must be sold. So the Port of Sports is having a special 2-day only mid-season sale. Tomorrow and Sunday only. Get famous name 2-piece color-coordinated ski suits, stretch pants by Edelweiss with sweaters to match, T-necks, gloves, bib warm-ups, and hats all at bargain prices. 100% down parkas and vests by Picanha, Pacific Trails, Carvel, Jones, and Black Bear at savings of up to 40%. For 2 days only, you can get Rossignol ST comps and ROC comps marked down to just $164.95. Or K2 244s and shorts now only $139.95. Other bargains on Rossignol, K2, Olin, Head, Hart, and Fisher skis. Boots by Hansen, Nordica, Humanic, Scott, Lang, and San Marco at savings of 20 to 50%. Accessories are available at Super Savings too. On Harlem Road between Maine and Kensington in Snyder, the Port of Sports for 2 days only. Tomorrow from 10 to 6, Sunday from 10 to 3. The Port of Sports.
On Elmwood near Hurdle and at 1021 Broadway, there are a couple of old factory warehouses. Now, they're not much to look at, inside or out. But if you want to buy fine furniture at fantastic savings, that's where you want to be. Where? FWS, of course. Right now, the FWS Fire Sale offers savings of 20, 60, 70% on brand name furniture. Brand names you just won't believe. Thomasville, Simmons, Lazy Boy, and dozens of others. Quality furniture at fantastic savings because FWS bought out every single piece of furniture from an Indiana store. A fire in Muncie.
Emergency. And this is all in capital letters. Emergency travel only. Now from KB News, here's Henry Brach.
Here's a road report for our 8 western New York counties. All Erie County roads are heavily drifted and impassable. Niagara County reports the entire county has been declared in a state of snow emergency. All roads are closed to vehicular traffic except for emergency vehicles. New York State I-90 has 2-foot drifts and disabled vehicles. Orleans County, all roads are blocked due to blowing and drifting snow. Genesee County, entirely in a state of emergency. All roads are impassable. Wyoming County, all roads are closed. The entire county is closed. Chautauqua County, all roads impassable due to disabled vehicles and blowing and drifting snow. Allegheny County, all roads are open. Hazardous driving conditions now exist. No unnecessary travel is advised. Cattaraugus County, 0 visibility. Some roads are partially blocked due to blowing and drifting snow. And Route 17, that's the Southern Tier Expressway, open, 0 visibility, caution, no travel is advised throughout this region. John?
Okay, Henry, thank you very much. More cancellations as we get them.
A smile can wake the sun up to what your world could be. And with every brand new moment, you're alive, you're feeling free. Taste this day a celebration. Come and taste the Pepsi way. Life is what it should be when you have a Pepsi day. Come on, come on, come on and taste the Pepsi way. Come on, come on, come on and have a Pepsi day. Wrap a thirsty smile around it, raise a Pepsi up and down, and come on and have a Pepsi day. Come on and make this day a celebration. Come on and join the Pepsi generation. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. Have a Pepsi day. WKBW.
Calling the station, calling the station to tell us that they're okay and getting along fine and getting to know their fellow employees maybe just a little bit better. We had an earlier report on that I'll repeat. 600 employees of the Bethlehem Steel office buildings in Lackawanna are spending the night in the offices. 2,500 Bethlehem Steel employees in the plant are also spending the night in the plant. 1,800 employees at the Ford stamping plant in Woodlawn are spending the night there, and I understand they're working overtime. So, it's a chaotic situation indeed, but
you know, Jim, it never occurred to me, but that might be a drawback to be stranded at work because people can say, well, as long as you're here, would you mind doing this?
Isn't that what Bob Harper said to you a little while ago?
That's kind of how I got on the radio tonight. Yes, between 7 and 9. Thank you, Jim.
We belong together.
You and
WKBW, Buffalo.
I mean, yes, as long as you're here.